team. All right, here we go. I am going to show you the lesson for today on Unit 3.1, and today we're going to need the following materials. You're going to need your language arts packet, your animal adaptations book, and a pencil or pen to write with. Today we are going to be completing the chart, Camouflage chart. Okay, so it's right behind the context clues chart that we completed last week, and it should say in the top right left-hand corner, Lesson 2. So make sure you're there. And for today's lesson, we are going to reread our Animal Disguises story. It is on page 4 and 5. So open up right there, boys and girls. We are going to reread this story. I'm going to have you listen to it online. And then together we will finish and complete the chart, Camouflage. Okay, Camouflage chart. All right, here we go. Let me begin the story.
Short read 1. Remember to annotate as you read.
Animal Disguises by Maria Garrow. All animals have special features that help them stay alive or survive. Sometimes the way they act or behave gives them an advantage. They also have physical features that improve their chances of survival. For example, animals that hunt for their food are called predators. The animals these predators hunt are called prey. Both predators and prey have traits that help them hide from one another. How do they do it? Many animals have skin or fur that blends into their environment. Their body color matches the colors around them. For example, a green grasshopper can remain unseen in tall green grass. This ability to blend into one's surroundings is called camouflage. The word camouflage means disguise in French. Camouflage is an adaptation, a trait animals are born with that aids in their survival. Camouflage can help prey hide from predators. It can also help a predator remain undetected to sneak up on its prey.
The leaf butterfly relies on camouflage to survive. Camouflage Q and A. Q. Is it a twig? A. No, it's a walking stick. They are insects that live in forests and grasslands on branches and twigs. They keep safe by blending in. Predators, such as birds and small reptiles, have a hard time spotting walking sticks. Q. Is it a giant snowball? A. No, it's a polar bear. They live in the frigid, cold Arctic. Their white fur blends with the snow and ice. From a distance, it is difficult for other animals to see the bears. This helps the bears hunt too. Q. Is it a rock? A. No, it's a stonefish. Stonefish have bodies that look like the coral and rocks found on the ocean floor. They blend into the sand and wait for prey to swim nearby. Then stonefish grab and eat their prey. Q. Is it a sand hill? A. No, it's a horned lizard. They mainly live in deserts. Their sand-colored, bumpy skin and flat body help them blend into the desert ground to avoid being a snack for hungry birds and snakes.
All right, guys, so we just completed the Animal Disguises reading once again, and we know that this is all about animals' camouflage ability, right? This ability to blend in with their environment to help them either hide from predators or to catch their prey. And so to complete our camouflage chart, we are going to look at every one of these animals that are on the page 4 and 5. So starting at page 4, we are looking at what animal? We're looking at the butterfly, right? So right here on my camouflage chart, let's write butterfly. Actually, let's go to this one where it says Camouflage Q&A. And we are going to go to the animals that are listed right in here. So let's do the walking stick. Right? So we've got walking stick, polar bear, stonefish, and horned lizard. Horned lizard. So if you need to pause this, boys and girls, at any time, go ahead and pause it and fill in the chart as you need to. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get started with camouflage and how it is being used for these animals. Okay, so looking at our walking stick, camouflage, well, what is it supposed to look like? It's meant to look like a twig, right? So right over here, we want to write that it's meant to look like a twig. And how is it being used? Well, it's meant to look like the actual branch, right? So it looks like a twig to blend with the tree. It's meant to look like a small tree branch or a twig. And here we see that, is it a predator or is it a prey? Well, because it's trying to blend in, they are staying safe by blending in. So that tells me that if they're trying to stay safe, they are most likely a prey. Okay. The polar bear. Right here, we read in the cue, is it a giant snowball? And so its camouflage technique is to look like what? A snowball, right? And it's used, how is it being used? It's used to help them blend into that snow, right? So it's a snowball to look like the snow. The snow that's surrounded by it all, right? And what do you think, guys? Could it be a predator or a prey? I'm thinking predator as well. It's trying to hide so it can sneak up on its prey. Remember, at any time if you need to pause the video, pause the video. And right over here, too, we see that it is difficult for other animals to see the bear. This helps the bears hunt, too. And remember, predator means the one that is hunting for its prey. We are down to the stonefish, the one that looks kind of like a red color. So the stonefish is meant to look like what? It's camouflaged to look like rocks, right? It looks like rocks. There we go. It looks like rocks to blend with the rocks and coral. And now coral, boys and girls, if you don't know what coral is, it actually looks like a rock, but it's actually a living creature. And really quick, I am going to show you exactly what that looks like. I'm going to go to the coral reef here, and let me see if I can click on some images. See that? That right there is what the stonefish is kind of blending into. It's a living creature, but it doesn't really move. It kind of sits just like rock does, but it moves. Or I mean, it's a living thing, okay? So it's meant to look like that. And what do you think? Could it be a possible predator or a possible prey? Well, from what I'm reading here, they blend into the sand and wait for prey to swim nearby. Then stonefish grab and eat their prey, which means they're using their camouflage technique to be the predator, right? They are stalking or waiting for their prey. And finally, the horned lizard, you guys. Take a look at that horned lizard. It's meant to look like, what does it say in the Q&A? A sand hill, right? So looks like sand. And where do you think we're finding the horned lizard? In what kind of environment do you think he lives in? In a desert, right? So if it looks like sand, it's meant to look that way because it's meant to look like the rest of the desert. So looks like sand to blend with the desert ground. And it's doing that here, as we can read, it's doing that because it blends into the desert ground to avoid being a snack for hungry birds and snakes, which tells me it's no predator. It's using its camouflage to protect itself because it is the prey. All right, boys and girls, I'm going to kind of zoom out a bit so you can see all of the chart. Pause it if you need to so you can complete yours. And that is our lesson for today. I will see you next time. Bye, guys.